Hashan Uluvitya. Heshan Srimal Julius Vikramasinghe. Pitipana Gate, Tirosha Durveen Emmanuel Pereira. Shenali Ann Anastasia De Silva Vijayawardhan. Now presenting awards from Wrexham University, United Kingdom. BSc Honours, Cyber Security. Bimsara Johan Ratnayaka. Isal Hesara De Silva. Manit Godamunne. Ishila Shanil Pereira. Mohammad Fahmi Mohammad Fahad. Wataru Tantrige Ayesh Malshika Fernando. Diploma of Marketing and Communication, Harambage Dolara Kavishka. Now presenting awards of postgraduate MSc, Wrexham University, United Kingdom, MSc in Cyber Security, Kamal Upasena. Parana Hevage Sudarshana. රත්නයිකගේ දිනිති නදී ශාක්‍යයි. අමිල් සෙනවිරත්න Mohammad Shihan
Thank you all. We will now take a 15-minute break during which we have an exciting entertainment event lined up for you. Enjoy the show and we will back shortly. Thank you for enjoying the entertainment event. Next, we have one of the most important moments of today's ceremony, the chief guest speech. Before we hear from him, I would like to invite Mr. Vasana Vikramasena to give an introduction to our esteemed chief guest.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On the last convocation ceremony, I had the honor of introducing our chief guest, who was Sri Lanka's pioneering telecommunications regulator, and later he also became the chairman of ICTA, Professor Rohan Samarjeeva. Today, I am honored to introduce another pioneering telecommunications regulator. I would say, with my experience, one of the subsequent to Professor Samarjeeva, this gentleman was the pioneer in many introductions to the telecommunications industry. He was also chairman. He was also the chairman of ICTA. Mr. Oshada Senanayaka. Oshada Senanayaka, currently Group Chief Operating Officer, Digital Transformation at Brandix, as well as a non-executive independent director at Selinco Life PLC. He is the former chairman of ICTA and Director General of Telecommunications Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka, as well as a past board member of Sri Lanka CERT, Sri Lanka's apex bodies of digitization, telecommunication, and national cybersecurity, respectively. Taking on the roles being called up for national duty, one of his key initiatives was the launch of Gamata Sannivedanaya, Connect Sri Lanka project, in alignment with ITU's Connect 2030 agenda, which saw initiation of countrywide telecommunication infrastructure expansion with the goal of ensuring 100% 4G and fiber broadband coverage across the country, realizing that connectivity is the key for achieving the digital transformation vision of the country. In tandem, he also pioneered the initiation of the National School Fiber Connectivity Program with goal of providing connectivity to all state schools in Sri Lanka with the vision of providing access to teacher resources through the online e-Takshalawa, e-learning platform for rural schools focused on reducing the digital divide. He was also successful in ensuring that all official e-learning platforms for state schools and universities were made universally accessible with zero rated data cost, with support generated from the telecommunications sector. Furthermore, in terms of transforming Sri Lanka into a digitally inclusive nation, he succeeded in the phenomenal achievement of ensuring affordability of telco and data services, driving pragmatic policy decisions and game-changing tariff directions, which culminated in the introduction of unlimited service plans and OTT services such as Netflix in Sri Lanka and work-from-home packages, where the success today is affirmed by the latest International Telecommunication Union Global Country Benchmarking Report, ranking Sri Lanka on 8th place globally for most affordable mobile broadband services and 20th for rank for fixed broadband. Oshada previously headed multiple startup ventures, which included a diversified portfolio which focused on technology and destination services with an Airbnb chain amongst other business interests, such as research on smart battery technology. Oshada comes with a wealth of experience in previously heading Pixel, a premier IT solution and digital services company in Sri Lanka, engaged by most blue chips in the country in driving forward its digital strategies. Oshada was also instrumental in the eventual merger of the organization with Tavistock Group, a group private investment entity. Oshada has extensive knowledge in acquiring and working with Fortune 100 clientele in the IT front in the US and Europe, bringing in a blend of technology, expertise, as well as industry insights in growing organizations from startups to mature businesses. With strategizing and building partnerships as his core skill, Oshada consults and mentors multiple technology-based startups, being at the forefront of executing many successful digital transformation strategies, predominantly in the banking, finance sector, and blue chips in Sri Lanka. Oshada was based in the US and UK prior to establishing himself in Sri Lanka. Some of his educational achievements include an MBA from AIB Australia and a bachelor's from the University of Northumbria in Newcastle. Most recently, Oshada represented Sri Lanka at the International Telecommunication Union's 50th anniversary Digital World Sessions last year, where the whole government approach to digitization presented has been published as a key takeout of the session by the ITU. Oshada was also invited by the Institute of Directors India to be a key panelist at the Bombay Stock Exchange Annual Forum 2018 with the theme of digitizing organizations. Oshada is also a visiting lecturer for University of Bedfordshire at the Oxford School of Business for postgraduate MBA students and shares his knowledge of areas of strategic management, digital marketing, and IT governance. Beyond his professional life, Oshada is passionate on giving back to the community, and also his most recent initiative, Tech for Ed, launched for school empowerment focused on ICT capacity building with connectivity and device enablement across schools. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Oshada Senanayake.
Distinguished management of the CICRA campus, Mr. Bhushan Dayaratna, CEO and Group Director, Vasana Vikramaratna, Executive Director, esteemed academia, parents, distinguished guests, and the little kids as well, and most importantly, the graduates. Good morning. It's indeed a pleasure and an honor to be here today at a very important juncture for all of you all today. I see a lot of young minds. I see a lot of professionals who has gone beyond in ensuring that you skill up in terms of going to a postgraduate, but none of these are easy tasks. So I believe today is a celebration of all that hard work, tireless efforts, but most importantly, you wouldn't have been able to do it without all the assistance from your families over here. So first and foremost, can I request you all to give a rounding applause to your families and your spouses and your kids over here. And I'm sure you wouldn't have been able to do this without them. And the second most important thing, have a pat on your back, because it's your relentless focus that you are here today to ensure that you are right at the top of the game. And I'll explain today how important this is for the country as well as for the organizations. You hear a lot of communication and discussions about driving the country in terms of digital transformation. We're talking about digital economy. This has been discussed for very many years. But then if we are to really take the outcomes to reality, we really need human capital to drive this forward. There's no way we can compete as a country or even as organizations unless we have the best of talent coming into these organizations, whether it be the private sector or whether it be the public sector. Now, I had the privilege also of serving the country for a tad longer than 2 years, both at TRC as well as ICTA. And what I saw was there's an immense need of contributions from the likes of you all. There's no way that you can drive strategies or plans unless we have that knowledge coming into the system. It's very easy to think about the public sector and say, look, we don't see digitalization yet. I was just discussing with the management out there that every time you go to our neighboring countries such as India, right now it's even a zero currency environment. You don't need cash. But we also require to go there. Your identity is completely digital. Now that brings an interesting segue into how important what you all do in terms of cybersecurity. Not to take away all of the other graduates who are excelling today in terms of marketing and communication as well. All of these are very important. But what's important to gather today as we celebrate the achievements today is to ensure that it's not only the technical skills that we garner that will put you all in good stead. it's also the mindset. It's also the behavioral competencies, as we call it. There are two components. One is technical competencies. That's what you garner today across your journey with CICRA campus. But then there are behavioral competencies you need to build as well. Now, those are things that typically universities may not directly teach you, but may inculcate. Of course, the academia might be inculcating those sort of things in you all. Teamwork, empathy, compassion. These are also absolutely important. Of course, we compete hard when we go into our career in terms of competing and setting ourselves apart from other organizations, both globally as well as your competition locally. That's what you have to do when you work. But when you focus your career in terms of a professional, it's important you have that humbleness, you have that empathy to ensure that you strive the best you can do to ensure that you stand out from the rest. Now, cybersecurity, I want to go into a bit of detail on why it's imperative. I still do remember quite a few parents coming in when I was at the Regulatory Commission on their children facing significant challenges of losing personal information, cyber harassment. Cybercrime is significant across the country today. We shouldn't be ashamed because it's a global phenomena. You would have heard about the calamity that's happening on a particular country I don't want to mention, where there's these cyber camps that's happening. And most of our younger generation are being drawn into these things. Why is that happening? That's happening because the digital literacy, the nuances are really not inculcated in them. If you take cyber harassment, very simple things of information protection, people are really not aware. And that's what you all need to do. As cybersecurity specialists or network administrators, or even if you are in other different fronts such as the communication and marketing front, you need to have these core skills. Cybersecurity know-how and skills is not an option anymore. So in fact, when you go into the industry, or whether you are already in the industry and you all have acquired your postgraduates, professional qualifications, what's important is you need to understand you protect lives at the end of the day. I'm sure most of you all know the Data Protection Act is coming into full force by March 18th this year. That will basically change the complete ecosystem of how data will be managed. Each and every organization will be absolutely responsible for maintaining what we call personally identifiable information, whether it be your NIC number, whether it be your mobile number, your name, your address. It's very simple to think, right? I mean, we go into a place and we start writing down our names, addresses, and NICs even on a register. Have you ever thought what happens to that data? Now, the implications for global organizations such as where I work at Brandix, where we have 50,000 plus employees scattered across Bangladesh and India, it is not only in Sri Lanka that this data protection governance is coming through. India is introducing their own Data Protection Act. What that means is, as professionals, we can't only look at the micro perspective of just our country. We need to start thinking beyond. We have to know exactly how we need to navigate and provide advisory to the organizations that we work in. We need to be able to ensure that we advise, even on a personal level, to our colleagues, to our friends, to our families on how to secure themselves in terms of their digital footprint. Today, when we wake up with digital. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't agree with me, which is not a good thing, I'm certain. But at the end of the day, what do we take out first when we wake up in the morning? Well, a couple of years back, it was a newspaper, but today it's a mobile phone. You get into the car, you get onto your Google Maps. Not that because you don't know how to get to your office, but you look at the best possible way to get to your organization or your place of education. But have you ever thought today, even on Google, that you start getting your history, your complete travel history comes back. Of course, you can shut it off, but how many of us shut it off? How many of us downloads applications and just agree to consent to give access to everything, including the mic, the camera, your gallery? You need to start thinking about these finer points. We use one password across all of our platforms, right? But at the end of the day, what we need to be aware today is it's not that only we expose ourselves, we expose our families. our children's photos, our family photos, our correspondence, information that is so critical. I think we have eminent gentlemen from the Inland Revenue as well, and in fact, even that information might be on your Google Drives or your OneDrives or whatever it is. So as you delve in to your professional life or into your careers, you all, as Bhushan mentioned, you all have a significant responsibility. Now, unlike any other career, your career is driven by ethics, values, as well as certain considerations that will have far more far-yielding implications than just the day in the life of your work. So you have to be very careful, whether it's ethical hacking that you do, whether it's red teaming that you engage on, whether it's blue teaming, which is, I'm going into a bit of technical aspects. But it's very important that you inculcate that in yourself, but more importantly also when you grow on your career, you need to inculcate them in your peers as well as your juniors that's going to look up to you. That's absolutely important. But a far more important aspect that we cannot ignore in this industry is the fact that while CICRA campus today has equipped you fantastically well, I'm certain, with this great academia, this industry is engaged and engulfed with continuous learning that has to be the core pillar in your life, whether we like it or not. Why? As you all know, a couple of years back, ChatGPT came into life. I'm sure there's not a single person over here in this forum who hasn't heard about ChatGPT. I'm sure even the kids will know what ChatGPT is. Look how far it has come through, just across 2 years. In fact, just 2 weeks back, I get a message on one of my AI solutions that we built on top of OpenAI, ChatGPT 4, stating that by June 6th, if I remember, 2025, they're going to deprecate it and it's going to move into ChatGPT 4.0. That's how fast this technology is evolving. Now with AI, it's making our lives a lot more easier. I'm pretty certain that you never use ChatGPT on your academics or your assignments. I'm pretty certain. That's not something I should be stating here, I guess, Bhushan. But the reality is that AI has made an impact on some sort of our life in some sort of way. Whether you are a non-technical person or whether you are a really technical person, up to some aspect you would have certainly used AI today, even if without you knowing. Today, whether you use an Apple phone or whether you use a Google Android phone, you have AI embedded. But what does that mean for security? It's changing the landscape, and the threat surface is ever increasing to a pace that we can't even comprehend. Today, the typical approaches we took in terms of locking out threat signatures, in terms of certain attacks, certain cyber attacks, is changing today. I'm sure you would have heard the concept of neural phishing. So you need to start enabling AI to basically fight against these threat actors. I remember Belly Ranciado also reiterating that on the cybersecurity summit that CICRA drew forward in November. So what you need to keep in mind is, while this is the platform to springboard, you need to ensure that you continue to have that thirst for learning, that learning rigor, the learning agility has to be embedded in your journey. And that's going to be critical. And today you might have your degree, you might have your master's, you might have your diploma, but it's a concept of continuous learning. I personally call it unlearning. While you learn the fundamentals, it's very important that academic foundational skills has to come in. As we talked about earlier, there's no digitalization without connectivity. Connectivity is the underlying key element. Likewise, when we focus on a technical career or even a non-technical career, what's important is that unlearning. If you ever do an MBA and try to do another MBA in 10 years, all what you learned would have gone out of the window. Fundamental stays, but that innovation at the edge, concepts at the edge changes. So as much as you learn, you need to learn how to unlearn as well. A lot of people I've seen coming into the corporate world, I see really struggle to unlearn what they know. You need to be agile in your mindset. You need to be street smart. Now these are things, as I said, which comes with the behavioral competencies that you have to garner. Now these are easier said than done. You might wonder, I can say this over here, but you need to keep on working at it. What's important is having that discipline to continue to learn, and that wouldn't come automatically. You need to spend that time. Now, we as organization has demarcated mandatory time for learning every month, 2 hours per week, paid time just for learning, and we track it, right? And we don't dictate what a person will learn. What we say is you can go and learn machine learning, you can learn AI. It doesn't have to be job specific, right? But you have to learn something, and you can have to come and do a K-talk, for example, right? That creates a very interesting culture, right? Both from a corporate perspective, but also from a personal perspective. So I believe as you all celebrate these achievements today, I want to ensure that you understand how critical your contributions are going to be, whether it again be your organization or whether it be on a national level. Be fearless to contribute, because we need contributions coming through. Be fearless to volunteer, and be fearless to also give back. Quite pleased to hear that even CICRA campus is expanding further into management courses as well. Kudos to you, Bhushan and Vasana, for ensuring that you all have set this environment to ensure there's a very strong pipeline of professionals coming in to the professional front that we can engage. And then let me tell you, we might be in manufacturing, we might be in services, but today cybersecurity has become a core focus. In fact, let me tell you before I part, today our customers audit us on cybersecurity, not only on our production. Why? Why do they do that? I'm pretty sure, being cybersecurity experts, at least almost all of y'all, 2 years back, if I remember February 2022, Toyota's one of the most critical supply chain partners got hit with a ransomware. What happened? Not Toyota, one of their partners. That culminated in all of their 14 domestic plants having to be shut down because you don't have just-in-time components coming in. Imagine the repercussions. So it's not just security within the organization, it's security within the ecosystem. So it's very important what CICRA plays over here in ensuring that we have the right breed of people and talent coming through to really enforce and empower the organizations as we basically steer ahead in competing with global organizations. Today our competition is not within Sri Lanka. Our competition is broader, our competition is global, of course also because of digitalization. So without much ado, I wish you all the best, and most of all, enjoy the journey and ensure that you give back. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you, Mr. Oshida, for your valuable speech. Now we will proceed with the awarding of graduates. The name list will be presented by the Head of Academics, Mr. Tharak Soisa. Now I would like to invite Mr. Bhushan Daratna, Group Director and CEO of CICRA Campus, to present the scrolls to the graduates. And also I would like to invite Mr. Vasana Vikramasena to join that honorable task. So I would like to invite Mr. Oshida Senanayake to give in the scrolls to our graduates.
Awarding of degrees from Asia E University, Malaysia. Executive Master of Science in Information Security. Abedira Sena Patabendike, Dilshankar Indunil Jayasuriya. B. R. Daniel Hashant. බලපු වඩුගේ ඉෂාන් ආසිරි ඇන්තනි මැන්ඩෙස්. බෝගහ ගෙදර කමල්. චමීර ප්‍රියංග වලිසිංහ. චතුරංග බණ්ඩාර වන්නිනායක. දනුර හේවා ලුණුවිලගේ. එරන්ත නලීන් පණ්ඩිත ගුණවර්ධන. GBP සචිත් හිරන්ත සිල්වා. හරිත් රුචිර ඕපාත විතාන. හේනාදීරගේ නදීක ජයංග සිරිතංක. හේවාරත්කම හර්ෂණ දිනුෂා. හිග්ගොඩ හේවගේ දසුන් චන්දික අතපත්තු. ජයකොඩි ආරච්චිගේ ලහිරු නදීර කුලසිරි. කෞලියද්ද වඩුගේ අර්ශන සුදේශ් වීරරත්න. Lalindra Taraka Karunatilake. LNM Damit Sampad Nishankar. Lianage Yashoda Pereira. Taraka Singharage. Muhammad Nabil Naeem. Muhammad Nasir Muhammad Fikrun. Muthu Kumar Sadish Prasandan. Nadaraja Himasutan. Nadik Sudarsha Agambodi. Noordin Mohammad Ishan. Pinto Laquin Fernando. Perumage Mangala Padma Priya Rodrigo. Pilana Lokuge Tilina Amanta Dias. Prabodha Pandula Bentotage. Rajapaksha Develage Taraka Damit Rajapaksha. Risintha Mihiraj Vijayasekara Ekanayaka. Ruwan Priyankara Vikramanayaka. Sirigambala Arachige Ranil Ramesh. Tisara Nilupul Pannila Vitanage. Ulbagoda Patira Arachige Buddhika Karunanayaka. Veda Muhandiramge Udayanga Yasasri Bhagya. Veera Hennadige Mahendra Ruwan Sampath Fernando. Velipitiyage Don Gayan. Vikrama Nipun Takshila Mendes. Vidhanalage Hiran Sasanka Soiza. Vijayakon Udyansilage Varuna Panchala Inchidrit. Yakupitiyage Nalin Madhusanka Pereira. Yapa Puhamilage Vimukti Madhusanka. Executive Master of Science in Mass Communication, Joseph Anton George. Kalana Krishanta Hettiarachi. Ram Kumar Ravichandra Sarma. Edward Raja Roshan. Marasingage Sasika Ruan. Lalit Shantalal De Silva Tenwara.
Thank you all. Now we are moving to present a token of appreciation for our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Oshada Senanayake, for his valuable contribution on this occasion. I would like to invite Mr. Bhushan Dayaratne, Group Director and CEO of CICRA Campus, to present the token to our chief guest. Thank you. As we approach the conclusion of this momentous occasion, I would like to invite Mr. Tarak Soisa, Head of Academics, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning to everyone. It is both an honor and a privilege for me to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Oshada Senanayake, who graciously joined us today despite his busy schedule. Your presence is truly appreciated. Special thanks to our Group Director, CEO, Mr. Bhushan Dayaratne, and Group Executive Director, Mr. Vasana Vikramasena, whose unwavering encouragement and guidance continue to inspire us. We are deeply grateful for your leadership, kindness, and constant support. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our dedicated faculty members for their invaluable guidance throughout the students' academic journey. Your wisdom, patience, and commitment have played a key role in shaping our students' success. We also appreciate the continued support you have offered to both the students and CICRA staff. I must express my profound gratitude to CICRA Campus Academic Department, my incredible team, for their tireless efforts in supporting the students throughout their time here at CICRA Campus. Their hard work has been instrumental in making this event a grand success. I would like to acknowledge the contributions of non-academic staff, particularly from marketing, IT, finance departments, whose efforts have been vital to the success of this event. I would also like to thank all the guests present here today who have come to celebrate and witness the accomplishments of our graduates. And of course, the stars of the today's celebration, our graduates. Your dedication, hard work, and commitment have brought you to this moment, and we are incredibly proud of your achievements. Lastly, I would like to thank all those whose names may have not mentioned, but whose significant contributions have made this occasion possible. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and we truly appreciate everything you have done. Thank you, and I wish everyone continued success.
Thank you, Mr. Tharaka. I now invite Mr. Vasana Vikramasena, the Group Executive Director at CICRA Campus, to declare the official closing of the convocation.
Congratulations to all the graduates, parents, family members, well-wishers. I herewith formally declare the 2024-2025 CICRA Campus Convocation as closed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vasana. As we conclude today's memorable ceremony, I would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our proud graduates once again for their contribution and commitments. You have reached a remarkable milestone, and we wish you a great success as you embark on your new journeys. Now, to officially close the ceremony, I kindly request everyone to rise for the national anthem.